New IRCC rules. Maintain status isn't automatic anymore. Welcome back to Canada Chronicles. Today we're exposing a quiet rule change with big consequences. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada updated how maintain status works, which means a simple filing mistake can cost your right to stay, work, or study. I will show you how to avoid the traps and what to do if your file was refused or returned, so you do not fall out of status without realizing it. Stay with me until the end because we will answer a crucial question. Can you still rescue your PR journey after status collapse? If you want clear, accurate guidance on changes that can shape your future in Canada, you are in the right place. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss timely breakdowns like this. Let's get started. Canada's maintained status rules have changed, and anyone filing an in-Canada extension needs to pay attention. Many temporary residents believe that submitting any extension before the permit expiry automatically created a protective buffer, often called implied status. That belief no longer holds the way many people think it does. As of May 28, 2025, Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada clarified that maintained status applies only when a complete application is filed before the expiry date. If an application is refused or returned after that date, maintained status ends the moment the decision is issued. Submitting another application after the expiry date does not bring your status back. You must qualify for restoration instead. This is a significant shift because people used to file placeholder applications to buy time while gathering documents. That tactic, often called the dummy application strategy, is no longer safe. The new guidance is strict and easy to understand. Timing and completeness control your protection. What the new rules mean for you. If your first application was submitted before expiry and later refused or returned after expiry, you lose status on the day of the refusal or return. If you filed a second application after expiry, following that refusal or return, it will not protect you. You will be out of status and must seek restoration if you are eligible. Only a second application that is complete and filed before expiry preserves maintained status while it is processed. If a refusal or return happened before your original permit expired, your original status continues only until the expiry date. You must submit a complete new application before that date to keep protection beyond expiry. Why this matters beyond immigration offices. Your ability to study, work, and remain in Canada depends on status. Employers may need to suspend work if authorization is lost. A returned or refused extension can break the path to a post-graduation work permit, which then affects permanent residence planning. Future applications can be refused if you work or study without authorization. These shocks also affect sectors that depend on newcomers, including healthcare, construction, hospitality, agriculture, food processing, trucking, retail, and elder care. Who should double-check their file right now? Students extending study permits, temporary foreign workers renewing work permits, visitors attempting to change status from within Canada, applicants moving from student status to a post-graduation work permit, and anyone who filed more than one in Canada application should review timelines and decisions. Immediate red flags to act on. You received a return for information or incomplete notice after your permit expired. You received a refusal after your permit expired. You filed a second application after the expiry date, hoping it would keep you protected. You assumed maintained status would continue even if your first application was incomplete. If any of these happened, you may already be out of status. Stop unauthorized work or study, confirm dates, and prepare for restoration if the window is still open. Two quick examples that make the rule real. 1. A student files a study permit extension on August 30th, and the permit expires August 31st. Documents are missing. Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada returns the file on September 1st. Status ends on September 1st. A complete application filed on September 2nd does not restore protection. The student must apply for restoration if eligible. 2. A worker files early, the permit expires, and the first application is refused the week after expiry. A new application filed after the refusal does not keep the worker in status. The worker must stop working and apply for restoration if eligible. Why Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada made this change. The department is aiming for clarity and integrity. Placeholders and incomplete filings created delays and uncertainty. By stating that only complete applications filed before expiry preserve maintain status. The department removed a gray area and set a standard everyone can follow. How to protect yourself right now. Start with your timeline. Identify the permit expiry date, submission dates, and the date of any refusal or return. If your first application was refused or returned after expiry, maintain status ended on that date. If your second application was filed after expiry, expect it to be refused or returned and pivot to restoration. Check what you are legally allowed to do. If you have lost maintain status, stop unauthorized activities immediately. Continuing to work or study can complicate restoration and harm future applications. Prepare a clean, complete filing. Gather proof of funds if required, updated letters from schools or employers, and a brief explanation of dates and reasons the first application failed. Include contact details where needed, ensure signatures are correct, and upload legible scans. Restoration of status explained in plain language. You can request restoration within 90 days of losing status. The 90-day clock begins on the date immigration, refugees in Citizenship Canada refused or returned the first application after your permit expired. To restore, pay the restoration fee, submit missing documents, explain the timeline in a short letter, and show that you still meet the requirements of the status you seek. You may not work or study until restoration is approved. If more than 90 days have passed, consult a licensed professional immediately to review options. Quality checklist before you click submit. Completeness. Every required document present, signed, and current. Timing. Submit before the permit expiry. Accuracy. Program codes, school identifiers, and employer details match supporting documents. Consistency. Dates align across forms, letters, and bank statements. Communication. Add a short cover note to explain anything unusual. Risks if you ignore the rules. Unauthorized work can lead to refusals and, in some cases, enforcement. A broken timeline can also reduce eligibility for Canadian Work Experience points used in the Comprehensive Ranking System score, which affects permanent residence prospects. For students, an interruption can make a post-graduation work permit impossible until status is fixed. How employers and schools can help. Employers can set reminders to confirm permit dates and request decision letters before scheduling shifts. Schools can coach students to submit early and provide clear proof of enrollment letters. Small steps now can prevent months of trouble later. Thanks for staying with us this far. We appreciate your time and hope you're finding this information valuable. Can you still rescue your PR journey after status collapse? A status lapse does not have to end your long-term plan. The key is to protect eligibility for pathways that rely on valid status and continuous authorized work or study. Start with express entry. If a lapse interrupts authorized work, your Canadian work experience may no longer count for as many points. Restore status quickly, resume authorized work once approved, and track when your next month of eligible experience begins. Watch your post-graduation work permit timing. Many students rely on continuous status during the transition from study permit to a post-graduation work permit. If you lost status, restore first. Then confirm that study completion proof and timing still meet the rules. If you are in a provincial nominee program, check whether the stream requires you to maintain status through nomination and while you submit your permanent residence application. Communicate with the province if needed, explain that you are restoring, and follow instructions precisely. Family routes can also be delayed by non-compliance. Provide explanations up front, show proof of restoration, and document the exact dates you were in and out of status. Action plan you can execute today. Confirm your dates, calculate the 90-day restoration window, and file a complete restoration package as soon as possible if you are eligible. Stop any unauthorized work or study until you receive approval. When you are restored, rebuild your timeline for permanent residence, update target draw dates, and adjust settlement plans. If anything is unclear, speak with a licensed immigration lawyer or a regulated Canadian immigration consultant. Your key takeaway is simple. Maintain status is not automatic anymore. Protection exists only when a complete application is filed before your permit expires. A file returned or refused after expiry ends your status immediately. A second application filed after expiry does not save you. If this happened to you, stop unauthorized work or study, file restoration within 90 days, include missing documents, and keep a clear record of every date and notice. Recheck your permanent residence plan, your comprehensive ranking system points, your post-graduation work permit timing, and any provincial nominee program requirements while you recover your status. When in doubt, confirm every step against current official guidance or consult a licensed professional. Thanks for watching Canada Chronicles. If this helped, like the video so others see it, subscribe, and turn on notifications for fast, accurate breakdowns of immigration, refugees, and Citizenship Canada updates. Drop your questions below, describe your situation, and I will cover the most common cases in an upcoming video. Share this with a friend who is filing an extension right now. Stay informed, stay compliant, and stay on track for permanent residence. See you in the next video.